Elvira and Morticia, they all came together to make up the witchy vibes that I'm in. Welcome to the Frankie 411 podcast, y'all. We're live here with Michael Canyon Drebert. Hello, friend. I'm so happy to have you here.
Happy to be here. Happy to be here.
I'm so thrilled. So listen, we've got we're riding some of the solstice energy, right? And we got some full strawberry moon vibes this evening. So you have very graciously agreed to share with the audience, and we're going to kind of time this. I want you to talk about it. You've agreed to share one of your channeled musical compositions so that we can all kind of ride a nice little energy wave. Talk to me about this.
Well, it's most importantly to understand that we should merely just, try and stay out of the way of what is unfolding before us right now. And it's okay to talk a little bit about it, so we don't want to get entangled too much in what's going on, other than the fact that it's going on. And
listen, tell me more about how I don't need to overthink, please.
All right.
Please do. Tell me more. I'm listening.
Well, let's talk about the track that we're going to be playing tonight, and it's about
Definitely
the throat
goth theme today. Thank you.
Yeah, the throat chakra. And here's the idea of this evening. It's 8:30, or we got a half an hour, and at the top of the hour, somewhere along the line, we're going to throw in a 12-minute track of music that was channeled way back in 1998 about the throat
way
chakra.
Back in 1998.
And it's titled from the Angelic Chakra Kundalini Rush series. And it's about the evolvement of our 7 chakras, inner chakras, and that each one has a 7-year cycle. So we learn for 7 years, and then we move to the next one. So it starts from our tailbone, and we go through our the 3, the 4, and finally get to the heart chakra. That's 4. Then we go to the throat chakra. That's 5. 5 times 7 is what?
5 times 7 is 35. Did you just make me do math on my podcast? Did you just make me call me out in the classroom on my own podcast? Why would you do that while I'm trying to monitor the comments that are coming up here? Hi, Aaron and Adam Twister and Omni and all.
Hey. Like I'm saying, we need to just step out of the way and allow this event to unfold because of the release of the full moon's energy. And we're at the peak of the summer solstice release. And the energies that are at play are tremendous. And like we were talking a little bit about earlier about tides and tidal energy. The water's high, the water's low. Well, when you got a full moon, it's swollen and it's pregnant, and there's a lot of pulling, there's a lot of sucking, and that water is the first thing that's going to change in the environment on Mother Earth because of our wonderful celestial friend, the moon.
The moon. Now, listen, I was telling you about this here, that, where I'm at, my Big Sioux River friend, right? The water we are flooding. There's so much rain happening, and we were out driving looking at it. Yes. And it's interesting. Talk to me a little bit about this energy, because I have been really connecting into that water energy, that Mother Earth energy, and we talked about that a little bit. But tell me a little bit more about that, and what is it about this channeled music that you have that's attached to that water lunar energy?
Well, first of all, water can be harder than cement. You see a wall of water coming your way, get out of its way.
Mm-hmm.
Water is very heavy. Water is going to move things, cleanse things, wash away things. And you don't want to be in the way when the water comes flowing in that dramatic sense. But let's just pull back for a second, and let's say that this is a big physical thing, and communication is a physical thing. So is the throat chakra. Throat chakra is very, very physical. Connecting with the throat chakra, you have sound. And this is very important, because when I did the chakras, when I channeled the chakras, the 5th chakra, the element was, and this is the throat area, is the Akashic ether. Now, if you've ever had anybody whisper in your ear sweet nothings, it's
I mean,
doesn't
the voices in my head are constantly whispering sweet nothings in my ear all day, every day. That's all I listen to.
even a whisper. If you break the sound of silence and you whisper in somebody's ear, the closer you are to that ear, much more of it you're going to hear. It's when you break that silence of sound. That's ether. That's the akasha. That's the sound. And
The
so,
vibrations, the frequencies, the creation of the something from the nothing.
yeah, and so this is the element of the throat chakra, sound. And the instrument of the throat chakra is the voice. The voice.
Now I'm getting some like heavy, like Ursula the Sea Witch vibes taking Ariel's voice. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, are we just, that's what it is, y'all. We're getting into this strawberry full moon vibes where you get to break that seashell that Ursula had and just let that voice go again.
Well, if you count from the root chakra, the second chakra, that's 14 years. The third chakra, the Manipura, which is the stomach region, which is fire. So you have earth, water, fire, and then, so that's 3 times 7 is 21. And then 28, the fourth chakra, by the time you hit the fourth chakra, that's just air. The predominant instrument is the flute.
Okay.
And air is the element. So these elements are earth, water, fire in the stomach region, air for the heart. So we don't really have an experience in love until we get to the 28 year of our lives. So from 21 to 28, we learn about what?
We're learning about love from the, like, what?
We're learning everything we are intended to learn before we get to the heart. Once we get to the heart, that's number 28. When we get to 28, then we start learning about love. We find out that love is an energy, love is a power. Love holds the same frequency as light. Love just quickens that flow.
Love just quickens that flow. Well, don't I love the sound of that? Anything to quicken that flow. Michael C., can we get that rolling? I tell you, this flooding and the quickening flow of that Big Sioux River, she be giving me some good vibes. I dig it. I'm about it.
Yes, and that's why everything that takes place before we get to the heart chakra is not really about love. And hi, Serix.
Yay! Hey! We've got Chris. I do believe that's Chris over there.
All right.
Thanks everybody for joining us because I'm super excited for us all to like chill in this good music and hang out in some good vibes. Can you talk to us a little bit about, because we were talking up top, right? So
what I was getting to the throat.
Right.
Yes. From the heart chakra, 7 more years before we get to the throat chakra. Now, once we get to the throat chakra, with 7 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You said 35, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This may sound interesting and impossible, but once we make it to the age of 35, we are now going through the lessons it takes to understand how to be a speaker, how to talk, learning how to talk.
Learning how to use your voice, be your authentic self.
Yes, and for every chakra, there is an appointed work organ that comes along with these chakras. And when we get to the throat chakra, its work organ is the ears.
The ears, I love it.
What do we do with our ears? We hear, right?
Mm-hmm.
We listen. So what I'm getting at is, to be a great speaker, you have to be a good
listener.
You're taking the words right out of my mouth.
Oh, that's exactly what I wanted to do. And let's play some Meatloaf while we're at it, because those are some good 12-minute songs too. Love it. So, but talk to me now. I love this, and we're talking about clearing the throat chakra, clearing out old energy, right? Like again.
Well, yeah, right. Let me tell you a little bit about a story about the chakra, the throat chakra, that a child had a sore throat, and the parents of this child, they were always telling this child to speak when they were spoken to. So this was really hard on the child, but that's all the child really knew. But the child was not voicing its feelings, its emotions, was not taught to freely explode, freely to just allow the expression of this spirit and this soul to come out, which every child should have that freedom to do so. This child didn't. And for the longest time, had a sore throat.
Mm-hmm. Sore throat chakra. Not, I mean.
So if you tighten up and you don't allow that freedom of expression, you're going to have a lot of problems at the throat area because you're not going to be able to communicate correctly. You're not going to be able to receive and understand what people are talking to you about. So the work organs are shut down, and so is your communication device. It's very important to have these.
Well, I mean, that's an interesting thing, though, right? Being told or being silenced, it affects your ability also to listen, right? Like,
It's just your it's really obvious. It's your act of being able to receive energy and give energy. It's the same thing with your heart vault. If your heart vault is open, and this is what you learn during your heart chakra, you're able to give love because your heart vault is open. But even more important is you're able to receive love. Very
well,
important.
it is important, right? And that receiving of love, can we say, is maybe something that a lot of people, the self-love element, right? As much as that's a trend, as much as that's something that people talk about, there's, I think, an element in some of those kinds of spiritual or self-love discussions of unworthiness intrinsic in just the working on your own self-love. Do you understand what I'm saying? Right? Like,
It can be fake, and your spirit is going to block it, or at least if you're awake enough, you're going to know that what you're receiving from this person is not true love. It's not the expression of that energy of love is not correct. There's something wrong with it. There's some kind of ulterior motive from this person, and they're using you or using the development of that energy of love, which, let's go
right.
back to the beginning. Love holds the same frequency as light.
So there's a density factor here, shall we say, that might be good as a indicator of where you're at, right?
What's the opposite of fear?
Love, right?
So yeah, you're gonna, something in you is going to click and give you a red flag and say, hey, this is not love, because for some reason there's something blocking that, and it's not correct. And if you're not in tune or in touch with your signals, you're going to get played. I'm sorry, I had to say that, but you know what? I like to keep things at a very wonderful Tongian way, because
A wonderful Tongarian
yes,
truth sort of way. I mean, listen, it is all about your energy and the vibe that you put out, right? And so
bringing things back to the light.
Bringing things back to the light and the self-love is something that's important, but again, I think is maybe not necessarily something that we're all actually, as much as we think we are, training ourselves into, shall we say, right?
Self-love is very important when it comes to making a start in the morning time and getting yourself prepared for the afternoon and the evening, and preparing yourself for the next day. And preparing yourself for the next day in the morning time of life is getting yourself prepared for the halfway point of your life. Getting prepared for the first part of your life is preparing yourself for the second part of your life. Getting yourself prepared through life is preparing yourself for the afterlife. So that is self-love. is
just that constant ability to be with yourself through the transitions and the cycles, right? That are, again, like you're talking about, very natural.
Yes, it's a currency, and the currency is created and stamped and divvied out by the creator, the prime creator. Who is the prime creator?
Me.
We are created in his image or her image, whatever you want to say, because the prime creator.
Well,
and
it's all of
God,
it, right? Like there is
God
no
and
gender
goddess,
in the unconditional love vibrational frequency that is everything that is, right? Gender is a human thing. That's that duality game we've come up with.
There's the physical traits to every soul on this planet here at this time, and you have a feminine and you have the masculine, and it's okay for a guy to have a feminine soul. That means that they're.
I was gonna say, I mean, we all have masculine and feminine energies, right? It's which ones do you resonate with more deeply in any given moment?
You're gonna find a female with a masculine soul.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're gonna find these souls are gonna be old souls, and you're gonna have young souls. So there's gonna be. And we had a nice little conversation about the three souls that are on this planet, right?
The three souls, the three types of souls, we're bringing them all in together to blend them. We want to blend that quantum melting pot and have everyone just swim in these chill, awesome vibes with us and be in the present moment where things are just so very nice.
So see how we're communicating. See how all of the things that we've brought up. These are all the wonderful lessons that come. Ha 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 ha! Who was that?
I was saying the creator is. I know. We've got some. My friends having fun in the chat. Keep on doing it. I love it. Like, listen.
So
we're mixing up all the masculine and feminine, like mix them up souls hanging out. Come on in. And Betty's here. Yes, love yourself so that you can love others, and that is the big thing for us.
So
it's okay to put yourself first. You can't be any good to anyone else if you don't put yourself first.
You took the words right out of me, sweetheart. This is, I mean, I'm
so
going to tell
happy
you right now. The whole idea of being able to tend to others is that you were selfish enough to tend to yourself first. I don't know any other way to say it right now at that point, but if you're selfish enough to take care of yourself, selfish is not a bad thing when it comes to taking care of what your needs are and what you need to do to be strong and stand on your own 2 feet before you turn around and grab that blanket and give it to somebody else and say, here.
Right.
You can't help somebody else until you help yourself. And this is part of what you say, self-love. And I just wanted to get that across. And it's important because there's a lot of love in this room right now because of the light and energy that's taking place. There's a lot of buildup of energy that's taking place because of the celestial event that is coming in a few minutes. It's going to be wonderful. And we're going to be like bouncing off.
I'm ready to bounce off the walls. Let me tell you what, I'm bouncing off the walls all day, every day. And I just want everyone to get on the H train with me and let's just keep on going. I mean, bounce off these walls, people. What else are we doing if we're not bouncing around like those quantum electrons and all those fun little molecules zip zap zapping around in the quantum multiverse, putting things together and becoming these dense humans that we are? But let's get back into some of the lightness and not so much density.
So the child healed itself from its sore throat because the parents saw that it was important for the child to have the freedom of expression.
Well, now, so what do we do here then in the here and now when you have to self-parent yourself like so many of us do then, right? You do have to heal yourself. And
what's the next step after self-love is love one another.
Of others.
Love one another.
Can we insert the little caveat that, you know, we are all one, we are all part of the same singularity. So to love yourself is to love others.
Well, you want to be an expert at loving others, or do you want to say, let's just choose a caviar?
Let's just choose a caviar. I'm down for caviar. Where are the crackers? I'm here for it. Bring that on in from the Tongerverse. All the caviar, please.
Okay, well, in the next few minutes, we are going to start playing the throat chakra track that's 12 and 10 minutes long, 12 and 10 seconds long, 12 minutes and 10 seconds or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it is it was channeled. Let me tell you a little bit about it. It was it was channeled back in 1998. And let me tell you about the open reality being open to you.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Yeah. That's it. Yep. Open to your reality, being open to you, the openness to your whole self and to being whatever it wants to be. What does my authentic self want to be? Let me get out of the way of that.
Well, your dreams are a precursor to the footsteps that you choose to walk as your external reality unfolds. Does that make sense?
I mean, give me some visuals here. I'm a visual person because you say these things, and I'm envisioning sort of like a version of myself walking out of the portal that is my energy field, right? Like
I'm just checking the time, making sure that we're
I'm watching it. We got 7 minutes before we got to hit the play button on it. Don't you worry. I'm watching. I'm paying attention, and we just hit 21:21 when we said that. So, numerology funsies out there.
So there are shaman on this planet that you have to go to some of the highest mountain peaks in order to get their teachings and understand what they want to say about our reality and our dream state, and that their dream state is more of a reality than our reality is of their dream state.
See, and I love that so much because it is all just a big dreamscape, and you do get to go lucid if you decide to. And talk to me a little bit about that, because that's the intention I have. Let's go lucid in this reality that we call reality, that is as much a dream as my astral self dreams when I go to sleep.
Well, it's real simple. We don't have to go too far to do this. And we all have aspiring, wonderful urges and things that our heart wants, what the heart wants, right? And
Yes.
so when we get these urges, these aren't too far away from the dreams that we aspire for. Dreams are something that will always be a part of us as long as we keep them alive. Very simple. The dream is going to be so close to our reality that it's going to happen. It's the ones that are way far off in the distance that are hard for us to kind of see it take shape and form. So if I were to explain this in a way that we can do a nice, wonderful podcast about dreamology, I'm totally.
Oh, listen, come hang out with me and Sage the intern. That's all we love to talk about is dreams. Sage the intern was ready to like purposefully have dreams for the podcast, which I think is just brilliant. So, and again, going lucid in your dreams, in your reality, and having intentions like that. Sorry, go continue. I'm so super excited, and I know we're counting down to playing some good tunes and like riding some vibes.
Yes. And you keeping track of that, so it's.
I'm watching. I got you.
Okay, how many more minutes we have?
We have 4 more minutes, sir.
Okay, so
T-minus 4 minutes countdown.
The idea of where dreams touch reality. I was going to be doing an interview with somebody on my show this afternoon. I got a text. They said, "Oh, we won't be able to do anything until after the 4th of July."
Okay.
So all of a sudden, time has been implemented into my course of action for today.
Okay.
You and I were already planning on coming together, period. Nothing was going to stop that, right?
Right.
We just didn't realize what was going to take place. So we found what synchronicity is. All the cosmic tumblers are falling into place.
Tumblers, I love it.
In the universe.
All the dominoes, I dig it. I'm here for all the dominoes.
So this is where our dream state touches our reality, because we decided that this is what we want to do, because we were in touch with our love for the zest of what the heart wants.
What the heart wants. Look at that. I
Yes.
love that kind of like, yep.
And finding out what we can share with the rest of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Real simple. And so what's going to be taking place in the next few minutes is the full moon is finishing up its waxing for a 28-day cycle. This is big, especially on the coming of the release of the energies of the summer solstice energy. And there's just, I can't even speak right now. My
I
jaw
was
is
going
going.
to say, just listen, all the things that are the resistances, the blockages, the whatever it is that makes us think that we need to be different than exactly as we are in this now present moment. You can go ahead and let all that go with this energy.
Yeah,
That
so
is
I
our
want
intention.
I want everybody to take a deep breath in through their nose and count to 4 and hold. Like you just took a hit. Now blow it out. Now hold. No air in the lungs. 3, 4. Now breathe back in through the nose. Hold. 3, 4. Breathe out the mouth. 4. Repeat. Breathing is such an important fundamental element of living.
We're going to pull this up. I just want to be getting her ready. Now, I wanted to like
Open
give
up.
you an opportunity to tell folks you don't necessarily, you can sit with your eyes closed if you want in a meditative sort of state if you want to with this, but you don't have to. It's not required. We're just going to vibe. If I get a little bit flowy, fluid, dancy, like I'm, gypsy time dancing, that's just what I'm going to do. Do whatever feels right to you. We're just chilling in the good vibes of this strawberry full moon. And Michael Canyon Drebert, I want to thank you for allowing us to share this music on my podcast live, your channel Tune. I'm excited for us to do this. We're getting ready to roll. Anything for the audience before we start your wonderful tune? Any last intentions that we set other than just the highest timeline for all?
This was the channeling from Metatron, an archangel back in 1998.
I love it. Here we go.
This is his message.
Oh, hold on. Oh, it.
Here comes the big one. Yeah, Michael! Hi! Hi, Michael! Yes, it is. It's G major. We're at 9:08 now.
Are we all getting ready for the big release?
It just happened.
I love it. Oh, there it was, 11:11. I just thought.
And it's happening. So it didn't just happen. People see a full moon yesterday. They see a full moon tomorrow morning. For the regular stargazer, they see a full moon.
Now, and I love that, the sort of continuation of that energy.
Yes, somebody pointed out that this was in this piece was in the key of G, and I just want to say they're correct. The key of G wakes people up. The key of C, which is its opposite fifth, puts people to sleep.
Okay.
So to have the voice chakra, or pure voice is the name of the track, to be in the key of G, I think it's designed to wake people up. It's just it's just a professional guess of mine.
A professional guess of mine, not because I channeled it and I might have some inside intel. I see, I get it.
The angels are the angels are in charge, and we can learn something one or two things from the angelic realm.
I love the big energy vibes of the tunes and the music that you have created and these compositions. I do really enjoy that. It is a lot of fun. And I think, the interesting thing for me is, like, even if you're not someone who's necessarily in tune to these things, even if you're not someone who necessarily, put them in whatever soul category you want, they choose not to experience the energy sort of realm, I guess you could say. But vibrations of music, when you listen to it, when you've got those, like loving on the vibes with that, like, loud buzzy sound in my ears that just vibrates all through me, I dig it. And when you're listening to music that you like, you can sense that, you can feel that, so talk to me a little bit about that sort of energy that we can tune into.
I want everybody to give a shout out to Haleigh for hosting this show.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
I want to give a shout out to my dear friend and agent at home, wherever she is, Alabama, Betty Butler.
Tongabama is where Betty's at. Betty's going to have to come on and hang out with me too. She's, you've been on here twice, which just means that because she is, partnering up with you for the Resilient Film Studios, that makes her contractually obligated to come over and join me on a podcast also. So, Betty, you've been called out.
Well, plus I know that she's out there listening, and I don't want to get my tan hided.
Oh, yes, you do. You want to get in trouble just a little bit. I know you got that spicy side. You want to get in trouble.
Right now, I got this smile on and I can't get rid of it right now. I'm basking in this.
Why would you want to just keep it? Keep that smile on and just enjoy it, Michael C. And share that smile with everybody. But talk to me about this energy. Talk to me about these vibes and all this fun, good energy we're trying to put out into the cosmos, into the world, into the all that is.
The beautiful thing is that it's ongoing and it's been mustering up, and the release is such an experience that we just experienced in the last 5-10 minutes, not very long at all, is that it's going to continue to release. And I would say by the morning time, when the sun comes up, you'll still be able to see the full moon before it falls over the horizon. So in effect, we could have a blue moon month. I just haven't seen any black ink on it, but the energy will still keep going. Like I said earlier to you, it's like a surfer catching a wave, and this wave builds up, and then it crests, and then it diminishes, just like the key of G. Builds up, crests, and diminishes. And
Warren, the moon is still there even if you can't see it.
Yes, yeah. When the moon is in the 7th house.
Oh,
and
please, yes.
We got 5 planets that are aligning right now. So there's a lot of deep issue energy that's coming out. The full moon energy right now is on the surface because it is the celestial body that is the closest to planet Earth right now. So every monkey this side of the Canyon River is singing like Elvis.
I love it. Every monkey this side of the Canyon River.
So you got let me see, you got Mercury, Venus aligning with Earth, you got Jupiter, and
I was gonna say
Saturn.
And Pluto. I'm a Sagittarian Tongarian over here. Jupiter gets me all excited. Talk to me about my Jupiter energy. Yeah, I'm for it.
Well, Jupiter's our big friend, and Jupiter is actually the one that protects planet Earth from celestial free objects that are, monkeys singing.
That's something I want to see too. Like, where's that town where Warren, what's up? Where is that? I am a Sagittarius. That's right, Sagittarian Tongarian right here. But no, I love that. I'm just thinking about that city that was taken over by monkeys again now too, which is just one of my favorite things to think about.
Yes, and that's the periodical equation. Exactly, the patterns. Thank you.
No, go tell me more about this, because I love it when you talk energy to me. I love it when everybody come in and talk energy.
All right. Okay. So these planets are a lot farther away than the moon. So the moon affects our tides, high tide, low tide. So there's a physical thing that's going on here. Yeah, Sagittarian, really close to you, Leo.
That fire energy.
Yes. And so the planets are farther away. So that the farther away that those celestial objects are, the deeper we're going to have and feel their effects. So when somebody has deep issues, this is what's going to be taking place.
Talk that energy. They like it.
So the deeper, the farther the celestial object is, the deeper the energy is to come out. And so we have 5 of these huge celestial bodies. Jupiter being the most influence is going to, he's the protector, he's the friend. And so it just means that there's going to be a lot of issues that are going to be coming up to the surface, which is healthy and it's okay.
So don't
Just
freak out and think that you're a horrible human being and that you need to change yourself, and you better find that love, light, energy, happy thoughts, Peter, or you're never ever going to be the pan again and fly. And that's
this is
just not the vibe that I am about. So talk to me more about how perfect we are in the present Dutch husband tonger without any kind of
this is when we
required.
This is when we go and grab our journal and write down what is happening to us. What are we feeling? What's going on? What emotions are coming up? And the best way to do that is to look for the signs. And the signs are, they come as images. And it's what you should probably put at the top of the heading of your journal is, what is the lesson? Oh, thank you. My
Happy
birthday.
They say it's your birthday. Do we all need to sing? I think we have to. It's
Oh,
only
no.
appropriate for the musical dynamo in the room that we all sing happy birthday. All of you sing happy birthday in whatever version or variety is your favorite, and we're all sending the happiest birthday wishes to you. But go ahead, continue.
So yeah, you gotta ask yourself, what is the lesson? Because we're a streamline of we're going through a a perfected path, and that every time that we go through a lesson, we truly hope that we cannot have the same lesson over and over again. That means that we're not learning. It just means that we're not paying attention, and we're asleep at the wheel.
Right.
But something about this full moon, it's the strawberry moon for this year, is very big on the awakening. There's been this huge thing that's everybody is coming out of their shell. They're coming out of their nutshell, or they're coming out of their, comfort zone. And they're actually taking steps outside of that comfort zone and saying it's okay. And if we don't, what's going to happen? We're not going to be there to experience whether we stepped in a pile of mud or we stepped on solid ground. It doesn't matter whether it's mud or solid ground. What matters is we took the step outside of our
It only matters that you took the step, because if it is mud and you slip and fall on your backside, sometimes that's a good story and it's silly fun.
This is the lesson. And if you understand that procedure, then you will understand how close your dream is affecting your reality. And it is about as thin as a razor blade.
I enjoy that, though, that the veil is thin, that the possibilities are always right there within your grasp. That's, again, the duality of this human existence is that sometimes we damn the fact that it's our choice and our empowerment and our responsibility to create our reality in the way that we want, to have the perceptions that are of our preference. Call it positive, call it negative, call it what you like. It all comes down to preference.
So
right?
somebody wants to know, well, okay, it's easy for you to say. Yeah, it's easy for you to say. It's easy for me to say, but I choose love. I don't choose fear. I choose the opposite of fear. I choose love. And every time I take a step forward, I'm choosing love. I'm choosing life. I'm choosing to experience what I've come here for. It's a school of moments of lessons in life that eventually will turn out to be something that you can turn around and share with people who are going through what you went through, so you can become the teacher that you always wanted to be. Choose love.
Choose love. Fear can't help you. It's funsy onesie in the movies. I'm not going to say it's not. And that's part of what we came to this human ride for, is because the spookifiedness of that roller coaster feeling, your stomach dropping. We all like that just a little bit. I get it.
Well, it's the expression of expansion, not
It
contraction.
is. Yes.
Expansion is a positive action in the universe, right? So when you step out of your nutshell, or nutshell,
Step out your nutshell here, people. Get off of them.
every time that I go on one of these podcasts, I'm stepping out of my comfort
You're stepping
zone.
out of your comfort zone. You don't know what
Yeah.
Franki's gonna say. You don't know what version is gonna pop out. You just never can tell. And that's what I like about it. I got to keep y'all on your toes because you're at home and we're all on the Zooms. I got to do everything I can to keep you zip zap zopping around.
And the best thing that we can do is share the truth, and it expands the energies that are inside us, and it just expands. And these are all positive energies in the universe that is a foregone conclusion of a healing process that takes place inside us through the vibrations, the frequencies of sound, which is one of the biggest reasons why we played the pure
voice.
Thank you.
I know your music better than you do. Why shouldn't I know? I'm kidding. Come on. What was that? I'm Professor Ludwig von Drake. No, never mind. It's fine.
So it was this. I think it was. I think it matched the energy really well.
A teacher is a master student. You know what? I like that vibe. I like that energy that, you've chosen to learn, because I'm that person who has, again, that ADHD, the pinball machine brain, shiny things, right?
Well, it's synonymous because without the students, without the students, you can't teach.
And if you're not interested in learning, what's the point?
Well, it is everybody's responsibility, if you want to be a student, to get yourself out there, to learn.
Step out of that comfort zone.
Step out of that comfort zone.
Step out of that shell.
Yeah, and believe me, when a student chooses to do that, the teacher will show up. And something takes place. It's like an osmosis, and I know you've heard this before.
I love it. I call it a cross-pollination kind of thing when I'm talking to my friend Sage the intern, right? Like, you learn the stuff that's my stuff, I'll learn the stuff that's your stuff, and like, what can we co-create together once we put our stuff together?
And the student becomes
the teacher.
The teacher, and the teacher becomes
the student.
Yes.
Because we can all learn from each other and we can all teach each other, and we all have something valuable to offer from wherever you are, in whatever state of consciousness you may be. You do have something to offer.
A good teacher will always tell you that there's always room to grow, and you will always keep yourself open to learn and expand. Like I said, expansion is a positive action of the universe, not a reaction. Mickey Mouse reference. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. M-I-C.
K-E-Y. Oh, Lord, are we going to do it? I tell you what.
M-O-U-S-E.
There it is. Oh, let me tell you what. We could, we need to have ourselves a karaoke hangout sometime, I think is what we need to do.
If anybody is affected by this podcast, fine. But if anybody is affected by the celestial event that just took place, shout out. Let's hear it.
Shout out. Beautiful sharing of consciousness and experience of life from all the different perspectives. Yes.
Very good, Adam.
And Betty is here. Hello. I love it. I do so appreciate you being here, friend, and hanging out with me for some of my fun witchy time vibes and getting that solstice full moon energy, just harnessing that and feeling its flow to the fullest. Tell everybody where to be finding you. I've got your links in the description of the podcast, and I'll have those on all my stuff when it goes out to the audio too. But before we're closing out here, tell folks where to come and find you, and I'll pop this back up again, y'all, because this is Michael's website where you can go re-listen to these chakra tunes. But tell folks where you're at.
Yeah, michaelcdrebert.com. Go there and hey, how you doing?
I am going to start singing. Don't make me start singing Uncle Albert. That's one of my favorites that I've been listening to a lot. Hands across.
Anyway, it's Michael C. Drebert, DREBERT.com, and it's really simple. You go click on chakra, and you have
There you go.
Yeah. Oops.
Oh, so I got you. Don't
And
worry. I've just been listening.
you can buy the album, or you can download it for $1.99 each track, whatever you want to do.
But check it out. It is, listen, again, so super fun. I dig the vibes. I dig the energy. I dig the being able to sit and chill and have some silly fun with you. I appreciate that you will come in and talk this energy stuff and all the information, but also enjoy a little bit my silly outrageousness.
Oh, and one other thing, the RF Studios.
Yes.
Resilient Films Studios USA. It's rfstudiosusa.com. I hope I didn't say that too fast.
No, you got it. Listen, links are in the description. Check it out. And thank you so much, friends, everyone, for coming along with us for this fun energy ride. We hope you'll join us again for the more fun that I know there is to come for all of us. Michael Canyon Drebert, my friend, my buddy, thank you so much for sharing, for joining. Thanks, everybody who hung out in the comments. Do check me out on Franki's Podcast Network. Also, y'all, all the other fun podcasts that we got going. And do expect for Michael C. and his friend Betty to be coming on and hanging out some more with me, because you just can't get away once I get you into my podcast.
And love yourself, love the world, and everything's going to be all right.
Everything is all right, because we're here in the present Dutch husband tonger, where everything always is all right. There he is. Thank you, friend, for joining House Tongarian. You didn't have any choice because you were hanging out with me. Thanks all so much, and y'all have the bestest night. Enjoy the Solstice Strawberry Full Moon vibes.
Bye-bye.